Good afternoon. Today is the 16th of March and it's time for our monthly look at the top 10 best-selling cars in this country. In this case, February 2024. So here I am sitting in a 26-year-old Vauxhall Vectra talking about brand new cars. The irony. So I'm very pleased to say that after many, many years of doing this series, I started in 2018, we've actually had a record-breaking month. In fact, February 2024 was the best February for new car registrations, sales and new car registrations. I will use alternately during this video. You know, I could go into the technical information as to which one is more correct, but if I say either, please don't get concerned. It's been the best year for new car sales since at least 2008 in February, which is crazy. The top 10 best sellers don't look particularly to me like any kind of surprise, but nevertheless, we'll get into, first of all, the kind of, I suppose, power source of each of the new cars that were registered last month and compare them with February 2023. So the market change for forbidden fuel diesel, while we don't talk about it on this channel and we haven't since 2018, has gone down again. So in February 2023, they sold just under 5,400 cars with that engine. Last month was about 5,000, percentage change is minus 7.4, and the market share has gone from 7.3 to 5.9%. No surprise. Petrol has gone up massively, although it's not as big as other power sources. The market share has actually remained relatively stable. It's just gone from about 57% to about 57%. That is a 13.3% change in a positive direction, but because the market is up by 14% anyway, then the market share hasn't actually increased as much as you might think. But number of cars sold has gone from 42,000 in February 2023 to last month 48,000. Battery electric cars, which make up probably less of the new car market than you'd imagine, they actually have increased their market share over the last year. So they've gone from 16.5% to 17.7%, but that's still only just under 80% of the market. It's not nearly as much as you'd think, but that's a 22% increase. So last February, 12,000, last month, 15,000. Plug-in hybrids, again, an increase, this time 29%. The market share has gone from 6.3 to 7.2%. And then hybrid electric vehicles, this is everything from like the Suzuki Vitara hybrid to the Toyota Corolla, and then lots of Kias and Hyundais and all sorts of things. This has gone from 12.9% to 12.7%, so it's still a 12% increase, but because the market up to 14, it's not much as an increase as you'd imagine. And number of cars sold has gone from about 10,000 to about 11,000. So there we go. And then we can look at the breakdown to the private fleet and business sectors. So traditionally, the fleet sector makes up an awful lot of new car sales in this country. It has done for many, many years. People remember things like the Cavalier and the Cortina, and sort of Sierras and Escorts and things, which used to make up an awful lot of percentages of the cars that were on the road. So the private segment has actually decreased a bit, and it's not just a decrease because of the market being up by 14%. It's an overall change of minus 2.6 because number of cars sold has actually gone down. It was about 29,400 and now it's 28,600. It's not a big decrease, but it is a decrease nevertheless. So market share of that has gone down from 39.5% to 34%. The fleet segment, though, has massively increased, 25% up on as a sales, and the market share has gone from 59% to 65%. Number of cars sold has gone from 44,000 to 55,000. Businesses stayed the same. The market share has remained roughly exactly the same as last year. The percentage change has gone from 14 to 15.5%. Number of cars sold has gone from 1,300 to 1,500. Now let's look at the thing which you probably clicked on the video about, the top 10 bestsellers. First place is the Ford Puma. Again, that's really no surprise. Now the Fiesta is gone. The Puma is on the same platform as that, and you know we like Fords in this country, don't we, viewers? It's also the best-selling car to date for the first 2 months of the year. So it's 25.35. Second is the Volkswagen Golf. I don't quite know why that is. It is a good selling car in this country. 22.03. Then the T-Roc, which is quite close behind it, 19.06 in third position. I'm not a massive fan of the T-Roc, I must say. I agree with James Martin on JM on Cars about that. I don't like the T-Roc very much. The T-Cross I think I'm more of a fan of for some reason. Then we have the Kia Sportage, again, no strangers to the top 10 whatsoever. In fact, it's number 2 so far for this year. 1948 in fourth place. Then the Audi A3. I don't really know why the Audi A3 sells in such large numbers, but Audi overall as a brand is very popular in this country at the moment. And that sells many, many, many other brands of car you'd think would be, you know, more popular. That's in position 1835, and 6th is the Mini Hatch, 1828. Then next is the BMW 1 Series, which is actually the 4th best-selling car so far for this year. But in February 1815, then the Tesla Model Y, the boats presumably come in for Teslas. That's generally what happens when Tesla suddenly jump up at the leaderboard. 1777 in 8th position. Then the Qashqai, which is surprising it's so low down at 1616, but maybe, you know, people prefer other cars at the moment. Then 10th, again, not a surprise to me at all, the Vauxhall Mokka, 1513. So let's now look at my favourite bit, which is the really sort of in-depth analysis of the figures for each individual manufacturer. I just actually read an article from the SMMT website where this information comes from, which says not just the best February since 2008, it's the best February since 1998, which is crazy. March will be much, much higher in terms of the figures because the new plates just come out. Obviously, it's in the middle of March I'm recording this, so obviously we'll look at the figures when they come out, you know, towards the middle of April for March. So start with Abarth, a Stellantis brand, but a much more popular Stellantis brand than last year. Now, I think, as far as I remember, all the Abarth models that were powered by petrol engines had been discontinued by the end of 2022. So whatever stock was left over, registrations for February 23 was just residual things, whereas the new electric Abarth models are now out. It's still not an awful lot of cars, but it's better than before. The market share has gone from 0.02% to 0.07. Number of cars sold has gone from 15 to 59, and the percentage change is 293% positive. So anything above 14% is actually, you know, even better. Alfa Romeo, not good though, despite selling one more car, 60 cars per 59 than Abarth, and being in the same stable as Stellantis. The number of cars sold has actually decreased by 1, which is minus 0.164% for those of you who like statistics. And market share has gone from 0.08 to 0.07, but never mind. Alpine, not a massive seller in our market. There's an Alpine dealer though, which is within a mile of where I live, which is nice, I suppose, for them. But yeah, the sales have gone up by 58%, but that only means 12 cars to 19. So we'll go on to Audi, who are a very, very popular brand in this country, and they sold 5,000 cars, over 5,000. They have dropped slightly in the market share from 6.2 to 6.1%. But number of cars sold has gone up from 4,600 to, as I said, actually it's 5,200 really, and that is a change of about 12%, but still not quite in kind of step with the market. Bentley, 61% decrease for whatever reason. It's quite dramatic actually. Number of cars sold has gone from 41 to 16, and the market share has dropped from 0.06 to 0.02. BMW, though, much better. They've outsold Audi, which they don't always do, actually. A 66% increase. Number of cars sold has gone from 3,600 to 5,900, and the market share has gone from 4.8% to 7%. Build your dreams, BYD, nothing to compare it against. Citroën. So you expect sort of brand like Citroën to outsell someone like BMW and Audi, but they don't. In fact, BMW outsold Ford last month. There we go, viewers. Who says that, like, they're so-called sort of premium brands when your car is more common than a Ford? Just something that I don't understand about this country, but there we go. Let's go back to Citroën. Stellantis brand, 18.3% increase. That's good. Market share's gone from 2.5 to 2.6%. And number of cars sold has gone from 1830 to 2165. Cupra, unlike their friends at say it, their future seems kind of matured, really. So 46% increase. Market share has gone from 1.1 to 1.4, and number of cars sold has gone from 800 to 1200. Dacia, who are all over Morocco, where I was earlier this month. Dacias are the most popular brand of car by far. And you wouldn't believe the percentage of the market that Dacia and Renault make up there. But yeah, minus 22%. I imagine that's probably due to supply. They just can't build them fast enough for our market and many of the markets around Europe. So 2.1% of the market last February, last month 1.5. Number of cars sold has gone from 1,600 to about 1,200. DS, I don't even know whether they bother marketing DS over here anymore, actually, because the sales are so tiny. 62% decrease. Market share has gone from 0.3 to 0.09. The number of cars sold has dropped from 205 to 78. Fiat, not as good as Abarth, apart from they sold a lot more cars, obviously. So they've gone from sort of 1.1% of the market to 0.9. Number of cars sold has gone from 800 to 775. That's a minus 4% decrease. Desperately, we need stuff like I don't know, that new Panda to come out, the new Panda, and they keep selling like the old 500 and the old Panda. They keep somehow getting away with selling those, even though the platform those cars are based on came out in 2003, which is fine, because to be honest, the Panda and the 500 are all right. It's like, I don't like the 500 as much as the Panda. The Panda I find more comfortable and also prefer the styling, but you know, I'm not on Fiat's marketing committee, so I don't know what's going on, do I? Fisker, nothing to compare against. Ford, yeah, less than BMW. So 14.7% decrease. Market has gone from 9.2 to 6.9. The number of cars sold has gone from 6,900 to 5,900. Genesis, it's a really bad story there. It's such a shame, but unlike DS, I see exactly why Genesis is selling cars in this country. They should do much better than they do. They've got such a good range of products to offer. They've got some good prices. The warranty very good. The concierge service you get with that is very good. But just because it's got a Genesis badge on it and not a BMW badge, nobody wants them. They sold 15 cars last month. 15. Yep. Not good. Not good at all. Let's just skip over that, really, because it's a bit sad. Aura, you know, the people who make the Funky Cat, which is now called the Aura 03 for reasons that are probably obvious to most people. They have increased by 331%, but that just means they sold 56 cars as opposed to 13 cars last month when comparing with February 2023, and their increase in market share is 0.02 to 0.07. Make of that what you will. Honda have had a good month. I really want to have a go in the new Civic and the HRV, actually. I don't know if that ZRV is really going to do anything on the ENY1. I'm not so keen on those. The HRV I think is a pretty decent car. It is very expensive. So 57% increase. Market has gone from 1.6 to 2.2. Number of cars sold has gone from 1,200 to 1,900. Hyundai, very good. Have they outsold Kia? No, because we like our Kias over here. Unfortunately, it's a decrease, not as bad as Genesis, but a decrease of 14%. And market share has gone from 5.8 to 4.4%. Number of cars sold has dropped from 4,300 to 3,700. Ineos, I'm going to compare it against Jaguar. So, 137% increase. That's crazy. Despite all these sort of scandals about, them being uninsurable and like the electric cars can go out of control, which I don't know if I 100% believe what's going on. There seems to be a lot of sort of media sort of speculation about that at the moment, particularly about the chap up in, I think Warrington it was, who apparently his iPad went out of control, or it didn't. I don't quite know about that yet. So don't watch videos about that from me, watch them from someone else. I'm sure they will be more informative. Anyway, so market share was 0.42% last February. Last month was 0.87. The number of cars sold has gone from 312 to 738. Jeep, I imagine this is entirely due to the new Jeep Avenger. Not the Hillman Avenger, so I wish it was a Hillman Avenger, but never mind. 64% increase. Market share has gone from 0.3 to 0.43, and the number of cars sold has gone from 225 to 368. Excellent. KGM, now, excuse me. Excuse me. Right, just on my own in the car, by the way, for anyone who's wondering. KGM were called SsangYong until December 2023. So let's look at SsangYong for last February. 56 cars sold, and market share was 0.08%. KGM, 134 cars sold, and a market share of 0.16%. So that's a pretty good increase. That's double, I think. Yes, it's more than double. Excellent. Well done. Obviously, that name change is helping. Right, on to Kia. We love Kias over here. I mean, I very, very, very keen on things like the Kia Ceed Sports Wagon. I think that's a fantastic car. I drove one of those on contingency reviews recently. It was an older one. The current model came out in 2018, and the facelift ones after 2022 are a lot better. But still, it was pretty good. So yeah, I'm fond of most of Kia's models, not all of them, but most of them I think are pretty good. And you get the 100,000 mile 7-year warranty, although it's not quite as comprehensive warranty as some people. Never mind. Anyway, that's enough about that. 24% increase. Market share has gone from 4.8 to 5.2. Number of cars sold has gone from 3,500 to 4,400. Land Rover. Again, similar thing to Jaguar about the cars being uninsurable, and the whole sort of thing about product quality not being the best doesn't do affect sales very much. Market shares remained roughly the same because the sales increase is about 12%, which is below the market. But so 1.82% is now 1.79% into the market share. Number of cars sold has gone from 1,400 to 1,500. Lexus, I like the new Lexus ES 300H. I saw one today, actually. Very rare, but very nice. I'd happily have something like that. Maybe it have to be like a dark green one for me, but yeah, that looked very nice. 18.5% of the market. Number of cars sold has gone from 351 to 416. And market share stayed very steady at about 0.5%. Maserati, not as good as Lexus. They've gone from 29 cars to 13 cars. I've said Maxus is 0, and then we don't write on the chart. Mazda. Why are Mazda not doing very well? I don't know. The Mazda 3 Saloon, I think, is a very nice car. I don't even think they sell it anymore. They might have discontinued it because the sales are not high. But I quite like Mazda's CX-60. I'm not so sure about that one. And the MX-30, having heard what my friend James Martin's been saying about them, is not necessarily the best car they make, but I like a lot of the others. I think the Mazda 2, even the old Mazda 2 that they're still selling, I think that's excellent, that car. And it's still quite affordable. So market share has gone from 1.6% to 1.03. Number of cars sold has gone from 1,200 to 900, and the market share has dropped by, the percentage has dropped by 26% when you compare number of cars sold last time to this time. Mercedes-Benz, nowhere near as popular as Audi and BMW, but nevertheless very, very Healthy sales, actually, 47% increase. Market share has gone from 3% to 3.8%. Number of cars sold has gone from 2,200 to 3,300. MG, no surprise, big increase. In February, 245%, of course. They're just selling absolutely tons of stuff at the moment. Even the new MG3 is not even out quite yet. Neither is the Cyberster, but they've got the HS facelift, which I suppose is something. Nevertheless, like tons of things like probably ZS's and MG5 and MG4s and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so they had like a key, you get a 7-year warranty. It's only 80,000 miles though. 1.4% up to 4.1%. Mini, good, but not as good as MG, which is something I've said an awful lot over the course of many, many years. 31% increase. Market share has gone from 2.4 to 2.8%, and number of cars sold has gone from 1,800 to 2,400. Nissan, good. You know, the increase in sales is actually double the normal rate of 40%, 28%. Number of cars sold has gone from 3,300 to 4,200, and the market share has gone from 4.4% to 5%. Really, I'm trying to think of a Nissan that I really like at the moment, and I'm kind of struggling. They're all right. I'm just a bit sort of disappointed after something like the J11 cash car. It's a previous generation of them. They're just not very reliable cars, unfortunately. Very big seller, but not very reliable, which for someone like me means I can't recommend them to people, which is a shame. Peugeot, can I recommend Peugeots? Not with those wet belt PureTech engines, I can't. 28% increase like Nissan. Market share has gone from 3.5 to 3.9%. Number of cars sold has gone from 2,600 to 3,300. Polestar, yeah, there's a whole thing about Polestar shares being worth like not very much, and you know, parent company not wanting to invest anything in them. That might have affected the sales. They've gone down from 987 to 259 sales when compared with February 2023. The market share has dropped from 1.3 to 0.3%, and that's not good. Porsche a bit better, -7. Market share has gone from 0.8 to 0.6. Number of cars sold has gone from 570 to 530. Renault, oh, much better than their friends at Dacia. 29% increase. Is that due to the new Clio facelift that's come out? Apparently that's really good. I'd like to try one of those Mark 5 Clio facelifts, actually. Market share has gone from 2.2 to 2.4%. Number of cars sold has gone from 1,600 to 2,100. Seat, despite the fact that Volkswagen seemed determined to get rid of Seat and bury it, it's fighting back. 42% increase. Market share has gone from 2.2 to 2.8%. Number of cars sold has gone from 1,700 to 2,400. Skoda, much bigger sellers than Seat, always in this country. However, their sales are down by 11%, and market share has gone from 5.4 to 4.2, and number of cars sold has gone from 4,000 to 3,500. Smart, they've only got, I think, one model on sale, which is the #1, which is so stupid. Why can't we just call it something else? But I don't understand their marketing, and probably neither do many of you viewers, do you? But going from 5 cars to 78 cars is still impressive, because that's the biggest increase of all. It is a 14,600% increase. Very good. Subaru, not as much as KGM this month, or what was formerly SsangYong. 76% increase though. Number of cars sold has gone from 3,765, and market share has gone from 0.05 to 0.08, which is good. Suzuki not quite keeping up with the market, sort of 4.4% increase, and number of cars sold has gone from 1035 to 1081, but that's not. But that means the percentage and the market share is not quite kept up, so it's about sort of 1.4 to 1.3. Tesla, not, you know, as many cars as I might have expected. You know, fewer cars from Toyota, for example, unlike some months. 40% increase nevertheless, particularly with, I think it was a Model Y I saw in the chart. About 3% of the market to 3.8, which is good. Toyota, though, better. They've had a decrease, though. minus 18%, which is not good. It's 5.2 to 3.7% of the market. A number of cars sold has gone from 3,900 to 3,200. Vauxhall are doing okay, I suppose, although they're completely essentially outsold by BMW and Audi. You see what I mean about, you know, the premium brands not being very premium. In comparison to, you know, rarity and exclusivity and things like that. You know, Vauxhall's more exclusive than a BMW or Audi. So there you go. So 30% down. Market share has gone from 7.4 to 5.6. Number of cars sold has gone from 5,500 to 4,800. Volkswagen, generally in this country, the biggest selling brand at the moment, has been for a while. 13.3% increase, and market share has gone down very, very slightly from like 9.2 to 9.1. Number of cars sold has increased from 6,800 to 7,700. Volvo, as a Volvo owner, I always do keep an eye on what's going on. Very slightly over the average market trend at the moment, 2.6 to 2.61% of the market. Number of cars sold has increased from 1,900 to 2,200, and that is a 14.3% increase. And number of cars sold overall in the country last month was about 85,000, up from 74,000 in February 2023, which means about a 14% increase. So that was it, viewers. The regular video we do, we'll top 10 best-selling cars of each month. I do hope you found that informative. There are a number of people who quite enjoy this video, despite the fact that a lot of you just don't watch it. And if you don't like it, then continue not to watch it if that's what you prefer. I don't mind. Anyway, thank you ever so much indeed once again for watching. Those of you who are, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like this video, comment below, and we shall see you again very soon for yet another not really penetrative video of market analysis.